7 passengers abduct others along Zamfara Road. That's on page 41 of the Weekend Trust. These are the headlines making the rounds from our dailies. Now it's time for us to go through some of the major ones making the rounds. And some of the ones we get to check out this morning. We get to check out Buhari's attitude to work, all the comments made by Shehu Garba Shehu. We get to talk about it. We also get to talk about constitutional review, alright, where Nigerians are clamoring that their vote this time must count. We get to check that from the Vanguard newspaper. And also, Natasha petition Senate vows to resume on Tuesday. We also get to check that as well. And Nigerian petrol marketers to reduce fuel prices nationwide. And, just to collaborate that, we also get to talk about the statement made by Ojulari, where it says NNPCL may sell Port Harcourt, Warri, Kaduna refineries. We get to check all of that back to back as well. These are more we get to look at this morning. And with me in the house is Barrister Folusholakbo. Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, good morning this morning, darling. Thank God for today.
Yes.
And thank you. Good morning, Nigerians. I hope you had a very good night rest. If so, doxology. Yes, the good book said that it is better to live in a corner of the housetop than to live with a quarrelsome woman. And the same is correct too. It is better to live in the corner of a rooftop than to live with a quarrelsome man. So the economy is bad, of course, everybody knows that, but we should be living together with love. We do not have to begin to find faults of our partner just because we are feeling the heat of this country. Let families live. Let spouses breathe. Let there be love, so that together we can all end up in the promised land. Good morning this morning.
Alright, thank you very much for that. Don't forget to live on Facebook. On Facebook is at I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. Drop your comment right there, because we would love to read from you this morning. So let's start with the Nigerian petrol marketers to reduce fuel prices nationwide, and then would move on to the comments made by Ojulari. So the Nigerian Petroleum Product Marketers Association of Nigeria has announced a plan to reduce the premium motor spirit price from Monday, following Dangote Refinery's latest fuel ex-depot price reduction. The national president of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Abubakar Mangadi, disclosed this to newsmen in an interview on Friday. This comes as Dangote Refinery on Thursday slashed its ex-depot price to 820 naira per litre from 840 naira. Reacting to the development, My Garden said HIPMA members plan to follow in the footsteps of the 650,000 barrel per day refinery. He noted that HIPMA will be meeting on Monday to announce a downward review of its petrol price. Whether Dangote or ex-depot price, petrol price, our members will also reduce. We will announce a fresh fuel price on Monday. Those are the exact words of the IPMAN chairman. So while the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NIPCO, AA Rano, and other retail outlets in Abuja dispense fuel at 910 naira, MRS, AP, and other Dangote refinery retail partners, they sell theirs at 905 naira. Maybe 5 naira difference, but at least it's something. Alright, so we have other ones like Empire Energy and Total. They dispense their fuel as of Friday in the nation capital between 920 naira and 945 naira per liter. So, I've asked this question before and I'm asking again. This Dangote looks more like the determinant of what the price of petrol would be lately. Is that how it's supposed to be? And since the reduction is kind of favorable, I mean, there's a reduction all the time, should we say that this is a blessing in disguise?
Well, ordinarily, the Dangote refinery is supposed to be a blessing to Nigeria,
Okay.
especially when the NNPC begin to.
Cute.
Yes, especially when the NNPC started to, be. How do I put it? I don't want to say that. So, anyway, since the NNPC is not working, so we only have.
You still said it anyways.
But not the way I want it.
Okay.
It's not working really, and it appears that it's only Dangote refinery that is working. And since it is only Dangote, the former NNPC boss,
Mele.
Kyari, said it was working. They were telling us the refineries are now working. They can now supply fuel to Nigeria and all that. And eventually it went down. Nothing happened anymore. So, but for them to now be thinking that they may sell the refineries, seems to go by way of what people have been saying. These refineries, it's like putting a new wine in an old bottle. When you begin, in fact, the spare parts are no longer available. They have to order specially to fabricate whatever they needed, and that is why it's taking time. Like Dangote said, NNPC has spent about $18 billion on turnaround maintenance of those directly. So, removing the middlemen that àwọn alágbàtà tó ń sọjà dọ̀wọ̀n. So we have to remove them by supplying directly to the people who wanted it, to the retailers. So if that is the case, then it appears that the prices of fuel will still come down. But we are hoping that it should not be only an Dangote group alone that is doing this. Other refineries should come up. And I know the Boa refinery is still on. And I heard that there's going to be another about 500,000 refinery capacity to be built in Ondo State within 48 months. So I think if all these things, and there are some modular refineries too that are coming up. So if all these ones come up and
a very old refinery that has been abandoned for some time, what we'll be finding is that it's becoming a little bit more complicated. So we are reviewing all our refinery strategies now. We hope before the end of the year we'll be able to conclude that review. That review may lead to us doing something slightly different. But what we are saying is that
they've been trying to overhaul it since Abacha time. And that is why they spent $18 billion on maintenance, on turnaround. Yes, they call it turnaround maintenance, to make it work. It can't work. Why? Because we are in a digitalized economy. No more manual. This thing these refineries that we are talking about has been built around 1960 or 1970. What are you talking about? Even a 1970 person now is grandma or whatever, or grandpa. Not to talk of machineries. Where would they get those? In fact, the ones that were done during the Meleke, sell it as scraps. So Dangote, Obasanjo, after meeting several people and they refused to take those refineries, have now to sell it to a conglomerate of Nigerian businessmen. So even if we are, according to him, if we are selling it, let us sell it to ourselves rather than expatriates or foreigners. So he sold it to Dangote and his group, and Yar'Adua came, cancelled it, and because NNPC said they can actually manage it. Since then, what did they manage? 18 billion dollars.
Why is it easy for Dangote and not easy for NNPC?
Because NNPC has not been open. Dangote is a private company. So Dangote knows how much is spent, he knows how much is getting, he knows everything. But government, this jingle in Ondo State Radio when I was growing up, he said it's 3:30. It is time for you to go home. That's the wording. He said it is 3:30 p.m. It is now for you to go home. But ask yourself, if what you have done today merited the salary that you get, or for you, is it because government work is not anybody's business? So they thought it's not anybody's business, so they do it like it is nobody's business. Refinery Jobani, and everything. So it came down. But Dangote will not do that. If for instance, if you fail to put what is the round hole in a round peg, Dangote will remove you immediately and put somebody there. If they test you and they think you are not working the way you are supposed to work as whatever you are, they remove you and put another person. But it's not like that in business, in government. Even if they know that this person cannot work and it's not working, and they want to remove him from there, one, the people from his area will say it's marginalization, is Kinekon. So and federal character too doesn't even give it, it disincentivizes people to work well, because somebody that is coming that doesn't even know anything, that is just coming from school, you are putting that person because his geographical area does not have any representations in that place, so he's the only person that is qualified for that place. So we just bring him and head a place that professors and people that had experience have been. Government seems to be not getting it. So you cannot even compare a private entity to a public thing. Public works in Nigeria, or public works in Nigeria is just for you to get your salary, and that is all. People doesn't really put their time and energy into it. Rather, they will want to shortchange even the government by using those same equipment to benefit themselves rather than every other person. And that is why the NNPC will not work. NNPC told Yaradua that they will manage it, and they failed woefully. Rather than telling us, being humble to tell us that we cannot manage it as we expected, though. Emma Binu, they were using they were deceiving us that it's working. It is this thing, and we knew that it's not working. We said it in this place, on this platform, that it is not. Why are you so excited? Me, I have never been excited, especially when it came from Mele Kiari and the associates.
It's okay. Let's move away from that because of time, and let's talk about what Garba Shehu said. He said the rat infestation claim at Villa was a cover for Buhari's illness.
Yeah.
The former special assistant on media and publicity to ex-president Muhammadu Buhari, Shehu Garba, has revealed that the story about rats invading the presidential villa was fabricated as a distraction from Buhari health issues. In his book, according to the president, Lessons from a Presidential Spokesperson Experience, launched on Tuesday in Abuja, Shehu disclosed that he grafted the Villa rat invasion story to divert public attention away from concerns about President Buhari's health and capacity to govern. Prior to Buhari's return to Nigeria on August 19, 2017, after nearly 3 months of medical treatment in the United Kingdom, the indigenous people of Biafra leader Nnamdi Kanu had alleged that Buhari had been replaced with a clone named Jibrin from Sudan. Alright, upon Buhari's return, some Nigerians began to question whether it was truly him or the so-called clone Jibrin of Sudan, as Kanu claimed. The situation grew more suspicious when the presidency announced that Buhari would be working from home instead of his office at the State House, further fueling doubts about his health and leadership capabilities. In chapter 10 of the book, titled Rats, Spin, and All That, Garba Shehu revealed that the situation became a serious concern.
From there, especially maybe in future, you too will become presidential spokesperson. So, and when you read that book, you know what to do. Not to tell lies anyway.
I mean, I can tell lies.
But at least you know how to package your organ. And the essence of that is the essence of public relations. To know what to do and when to do it. Unfortunately, public relations probably maybe involves diplomacy. Maybe you have to, I think IBADAN has that in their dictionary. Monotone. You don't have to noton in everything you do in government. Garba Shehu said he fabricated it. He said, because I watched that yesterday, he said he was told to do this. This is what is supposed to happen here too in Nigeria, because the president is not a private person anymore. It's a public person, and that is why public money is being spent on him. But Mr. Shehu and his people have to fabricate. Fabrication means lying. They have to lie that the Mr. President cannot work from his office because rat has infested the place. The AC is not working, and because the wires has been eaten by rat and all that. Even though then we did not believe, but what can we do? That is what the Mr. President spokespeople said, and we have to go by it. Until today, nobody knows the type of sickness Mr. Ex-President was suffering from. But of course, we've gone beyond that.
Alright, citizens demanded that regional elections should be conducted by regional electoral bodies as part of electoral reforms, and federal elections should be conducted by federal electoral bodies. In addition, they said elections should be conducted and transmitted electronically. And if electronic voting and transmission are used, elections can be spaced out over several days, and that election for all offices, however, ought to take place during the same time frame. The stakeholders further called for the fiscal federalism, state police, resource control, creation region should possess the constitutional right to self-determination within the context of national sovereignty of the Nigerian state. They suggested that the present 6th geopolitical zone be reconfigured and vested with autonomy to create or merge states and provinces within their boundaries. They also advocated the decentralization of the Nigerian police force and other security agencies, following regions to establish and control their security institutions, adding that all service chiefs must be subject to legislative confirmation by either the House of Assembly or the National Assembly in the case of the Federation of the Federal Police Force. They said a whole lot, but do you agree with all that they said?
Of course, what they are saying in essence is that we need a new constitution.
Actually.
Yes.
And what's the 1963 constitution?
Yeah, that is the real federal constitution.
Oh.
The 1963 constitution is... Okay, let us know what is federal in the first place.
Okay.
Because if you know federal, we will now be able to distinguish between this 1963 constitution and 1999 constitution
that we keep amending.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
A federation is an entity where several different ethnic groups, different cultures, different languages, forms a government or forms a unit called federal. For instance, we have the Yoruba tribe. We have the Igbo tribe. We have the Tiv tribe. In fact, in Nigeria, we have more than 250 ethnic groups.
I think they are close to 300 now.
Yes. So, because of that, we cannot be practicing a unitary system of government. A unitary system of government is a government where the center is more powerful than the rest. We have to have a what is called federal government, where each of the federating units, each of those subnationals have to be their own father and mother and everything. And this federal now, they will now donate some power, common things, some things that are common to them, like money, like armed forces, like customs, like immigration. All these they can donate to the federal, and that is what the federal government will be doing alone. Each of the regions, each of the federating units will have as the everything, and we do it together. Irrespective, you can be a pastor in your own place, I can be an imam, and together we will be eating from the same plate. It cannot happen in the north. So if the northern people decided to be having Sharia in their north, then to that extent they are free. So nothing concerns the south. So I'm just using that as an example. Yes, so each of the regions have their unique feast that has their oil and rubber. Maybe they would have been be using that, and like that. So unless, and when people are calling for restructuring or reconfiguration of this country, that's what they mean. Let every region or every state of this country begin to use their own resources to manage their own people. States. So let everybody, it's not that the federal government now will be allocating money, and that is why states are not working. States are not working, they rely on federal government allocation. And
that's why the people always put the blame on the government,
yes,
the federal government,
on the federal
not
government,
the state.
and people are hungry. There are about 100 and something powers in the constitution. I think 98. Yes, there are about 98 configuration. If you reconfigure your phone, many things are leaving. Actually, in fact, even the motherboard may be thrown off and put. All right,
because of time, time is fast spent. Let's quickly go on this commercial break, and we'll take us after.
Real estate redefined with Anujat Homes and Properties, your dependable real estate managers. At Anujat Homes and Properties, we offer professional, reliable, world-class services. Build your choice homes in any of our estates across Nigeria. Land and properties bought at Anujat Homes is free from all encumbrances. No extra charges, no land grabbing, no Omo Nile Wahala. Our land sales come with CFO, red copy survey, and other valid documents. Grab this special offer. Now selling Comfort Estate near Circular Road, Ajia, Matako, Ibadan. There is accommodation for installment payments. Enjoy 500,000 naira discount on any land or property you buy at Comfort Estate, Ajia, Matako. Contact Anujat Homes and Properties at Tinoade Complex, Ginorere 2 of Alakia Iyano Church, Ibadan. Telephone number is 081-6797-9307 or 081-6576-7385. Anujat Home and Properties Limited. Totality of real estate is our mandate.
All right, our time is fast spent, we know. So please, let's go straight to the point. We beg you. We are all fine. Our family are fine too. So let's go straight to details. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome, comrade.
Yeah, good morning this morning, comrade, sir.
That 1963 constitution is the best constitution for Nigeria. If it is revisited. But I don't think this present government wants to do that. Because the president we have been having since 1999, they have been in nail to the enormous power and the abuse of that power. So they will not want it. They even want more states to be created. If we have an national assembly,
the federal government to please privatize the sector. Let investors have access to crude oil and have access to be able to also make refineries just like Dangote has done. So with that, we'll also have it in surplus, just like in Dubai and some other foreign countries where they are producing for themselves also. and then then with that, it will also be minimized. The prices will be minimized. We'll not be having it at expensive rates like we do these days. So the federal government, since they are not taking responsibilities of fixing the refineries for us, then they should do what is needful. They should let investors, those who can afford it, do what they can. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Bose. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Prince Bumia calling from Apata.
You're welcome, Prince.
Yes, more wisdom.
Amen.
Barrister.
Yeah, good morning.
Good
This
morning,
morning,
sir.
Prince. How are you
Yes,
today,
sir.
sir? Yes.
I'm good, sir. You see, restructuring is the best way to go. And the Nigerian problem begins since 1999 because we are not aware when they just came up with a fraudulent constitution and presented it to us that, oh, we Nigerians, this is our wish then. I think it's time to correct our wrongs. And I pray that our reps should do the needful because most of them are benefiting from the wrongs of Nigeria and they don't want to leave their old ways. That's my submission.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you, Prince. And from the Facebook page, Oluwashe Ruth says, I wonder how a single person could be able to build a refinery and a whole nation could not, despite knowing the effect of this on the average Nigerians. I would just implore the federal government to privatize these refineries since it's obvious they cannot manage them so that a common man can truly breathe. Thank you very much, Sister Ruth. And Miriam, how you doing? While Dangote efforts to alleviate the suffering of Nigerians are commendable, as a businessman, his private goal remains profit-driven. Therefore, it's imperative for Nigeria and NNPCL to revive our local refineries to compete with and complement Dangote initiatives. Nigerians desperately need relief.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Yetunde. And yes, Olakunle Akamu, good morning to you, sir. He says, good morning, great team, well done. I-FLIER radio is the best. Fuel price coming down is a great news, so God bless our great nation, Niger. Thank you very much, sir. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Labi.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
My name is Ekele Balabi from Lata Shebolu.
All
I
right.
just want to comment on the first start with the college about Mr. President, President Bola Tinubu, said that he not succumb to the pressure to accept the deposit from Venezuela. How can you give the country a condition? We too have our own challenges that we are facing. You want to add another problem to it. They are yet to benefit. You want to add another deposit from Venezuela. It's not acceptable. I salute the college of our president. Secondly, on the issue of a local government election that is coming up in Lagos today, I want to charge the stakeholders, starting from the electorate. They should not accept notice or money in order to vote for a candidate, so that you not scare the push of their unborn generation. Secondly, the politicians, you allow the wish of the masses to prevail. Also, the journalists, they should give object and balanced report. Why the government journalists, they should deal decisively with those who want to prevent trouble or who want to see ballot paper. Why the empire?
And then called him prophet of doom. Now, Bayo Ojulari voiced out, what is the essence of NNPC without refineries? APC-led federal government should stop deceiving Nigerians. And then he continued to say, the government has no business running refineries. Problems associated with Nigerian refineries will persist if the federal government continue to own and run them. It seems experiences have shown that refineries were better managed by the private sector. Hence, there's a need for the government to restrict itself to providing the regulatory framework for such business to thrive. Adebayo Ademola from Okioshun, he says, Nigeria is a country where politicians speak the truth only when it is too late, or when current administration is no longer. Nigerians see Peter Obi as a very good market. Even his foes inwardly and silently recognize that Peter Obi is divinely ordained for the task of rescuing Nigeria from the deep well of visionless